Hello, everybody. Yes, so we're having two things going on today. Is first, until up from now until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess for the next half hour is about the next half hour. I'm showing a preview of my. Well, it's not. I don't know if it's called a preview. It's like It's like a showing of my Etsy shop items that I had the preview last week, or the debut last week, and of my newest collection, which is the Spirit Flow collection. All alcohol ink painted products. I mean, artwork, like paintings and other art creations. All alcohol ink painted, all original. So I'm going to show that until Ian Jackson, our excellent watercolor painter, will be coming on at 4 o'clock. And just so I'm just using that time beforehand to show products in my shop. Oh, we have somebody in the chat. Let's see who it is. Oh, hi, Pickerick. Yeah. So I'm just showing a preview. I'm not showing a preview, but I'm showing the items. My preview, my debut was last week with my Etsy shop with all the items, actually most all the items were painted on live streams, and so many of my audience have seen me paint these on my live streams. Almost every item was painted on a live stream. So now they're available, and I just like to show my a view of my Etsy shop. The debut was last week, and then at 4 o'clock, Ian Jackson, the excellent watercolor painter, is coming on at 4 o'clock. So nice to see here. So nice to see you here, Pickerick. Yeah, I really enjoyed. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Your radio show last night, really awesome. So, okay, I'm gonna get started in this showing. And the StreamYard Stream Share is not so like it doesn't let me zoom up on a product. So the name of this new collection is Spirit Flow Collection. Okay, hold on. Now I got to go to the Etsy so that I can. Okay, and unfortunately, okay, I want to watch this while it's going on. Thanks for being here, Rick. And I can only show these are thumbnails. They're not. I actually cannot click on these in the screen share. I cannot click on these to make these larger, and so you could see the full image. The screen share does not allow me to do that. Somebody said I might not have enough memory on my computer for that, or something like that. So these are only thumbnails, but they kind of give you a pretty good idea. And it does not let me show you different views of the product either, of the artwork. So I'm scrolling down, showing you the items that are available, including digital downloads. Everything was created with alcohol ink. These ceramic bowls. Oh, just to hold on. Yeah, how much? 20?
Yeah, you need 20.
I'll be right. I'm coming right back. Oh, God. Oh, we have a few more people. Oh, that's Nightbot. Oh, everything was created is alcohol ink painted. These coasters are hand painted with alcohol inks, and they're protected with special varnish. These little ceramic bowls are for like keeping your rings in. Like if you take your rings off at night or take them off before washing your hands or something. And then these necklaces were created with little tiny snippets that I cut out from bigger paintings that I thought the detail looked nice for necklaces. Okay, so the round canvas panels. This one is, oh, you can't see that. I can't click on that so you can see that bigger. The magical path would be, some of these, my artworks would be really good for nurseries or kids' rooms or even teenagers, like especially this. Personalized name painting. Personalized name paintings. You tell me what colors to use and what name to write. And they're especially kind of good for nurseries and kids' rooms and even teenagers' rooms. Round canvases and paintings on paper. And then if you look in the description box of not my YouTube, but of if you look at one of these if I could click on these, but the screen share does not allow me to click on these to make them to show the full view, because this is just a thumbnail. See this, like the bird of paradise flower? That bird of paradise flower is larger than that. It's only showing me, it's like cuts it off halfway there. Screen share is not allowing me to click on these and make them full size and showing you all different views of the product, of the item. And so I'm scrolling up and down and just trying to explain to you different things. Let me check the chat. Thank you so much. Oh, Nightbot is here. Oh, hi, Ian. Yeah, Ian, I'm starting early. I'm just starting early to show before you come on at 4. I was just starting early to show the debut was last week, and of the Etsy shop of my newest artwork in my Etsy shop. So today I'm just kind of like going over what's available. A few things have been sold already, and these are original, one of a kind, and once they're sold, I can't even show you them anymore. I think there is a section for sold items, but I can't, this screen share will not allow me to do that. So yeah, Ian, I know you're going to come on at 4, and I'm just like doing a preview. I'm just doing what's the word? I don't know if it's a preview, but of my Etsy shop. So Pickerick, you got to the original page. I'm sharing and use your fingers. Oh yes, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. You go to the original page, and that you're sharing, and then you use your fingers and enlarge it. Yeah, that's right. That's the only way I can enlarge it, and because instead of clicking on the item, yeah, that's right. The only way I can enlarge it is like this. Okay, come on. What? See, no. See, I just clicked on the item and it's not gonna, I know that's not gonna show up on the screen share. Let me see if it does. I don't think it will. It never has it has not done it in the past 3 times I've done it. No, it will not show up that way. I have to manually, okay, let's X out of this. X out of that. And then go back to the main page, right? And you didn't even see what I did. So yes, I could make this larger, but still it's not going to show you the full view. That's still a thumbnail. It's just a thumbnail that I made larger. And almost everything I have painted, everything that I created here was created on live streams. Most of you have seen me paint these live on live streams. I painted this bird of paradise flower on a live stream. This one, this floral abstract, I painted it on a live stream. So it's very exciting that you guys have actually seen me paint these. And these are only thumbnails. I'm only enlarging the thumbnail. But this one, the blooms in the trees, really nice with the different shades of green, really gives you the effect of the sunlight and the shining, and even though you don't see the sun, it still gives you the effect of sunlight. If you love purple, this one is really nice. Red violets and blue violets, a floral abstract. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, Hippie Chick. Hi, Hippie Chick. This is the one that you said, yes, the dogwood flowers. And you said the dogwood flowers were the flower of your state, which I believe you live in North Carolina. And you saw me the day I painted this. I believe you were there the day I painted this. I've painted almost everything that's right now in my Etsy shop. I've painted almost everything on a live stream. And a few people already that have watched me paint actually watched me paint these paintings. They have bought some already. Some of these paintings. These are all one of a kind original hand signed paintings. So once something is sold, I can't show it unless I can't figure. Actually, this screen share will not let me go to that section of the sold out section. It's not going to it's not going to allow me to go to that section. It doesn't even allow me to click on this because this is only a thumbnail. I would like to click on this and show you the full version and all different views. And unfortunately, this screen share does not allow that. Yes, that's the one you liked, Hippie Chick. That's right. And you can see you can see it's real. It's an 8.5 by 11-inch original alcohol ink painting, hand signed. I don't sign it. I haven't signed it yet, but I definitely sign it before when it's sold. And that's how much it is. It's very reasonably priced for original art. Many times for that price, you're going to get an art print. This is original art, hand signed. But yeah, it's so nice to see you here, Hippie Chick. I saw you last night, and so nice to see you here today. At 4 o'clock, Ian Jackson will be coming on. My guest artist, watercolor painter. And oh, guys, have you been hitting the thumbs up? Because that's really important for telling YouTube which videos are getting a lot of engagement, or you're getting engagement. Nightbot is going to put in my Etsy shop link, but in the meantime, I guess I'm going to go ahead and put in my Etsy shop link also. All right, I got to take time out and do this. My Etsy shop link. Oh, I'm typing it in right now. Sorry, I got to type this in, and can't really talk while I'm doing that. Still typing it in, typing in my Etsy shop link. Next time I'm going to be able to just paste it in. I'm copying it, and next time I'm going to paste it in every time. Here's my Etsy shop link. Hi, Sleestack Rule. Yeah, I'm showing, this is one of my more realistic paintings. Really nice range of greens in there that really show the sunlight, really give you the effect of sunlight shining into the foliage. And these are dogwood flowers, which happens to be, as Hippie Chick has told me, happened to be the state flower for North Carolina. But I believe it's North Carolina, the state flower. These are all alcoholic paintings and creations that were created. And these are only thumbnails. The screen share does not allow me to click on these to show you the full view, unfortunately. I cannot even show you the full view, but you can get a pretty good idea from the thumbnail. For those that love the ocean, I think these are wonderful. I love how these turned out, these ocean inspired paintings. Ready to be framed, all 8.5. Well, most of these are 8.5 by 11. Some of these are 11. Some I do have 10 by 12, one 10 by 12 painting, and a few. This one is an 11 by 14 inch. If you really love purple and you love abstract, this one definitely for the purple lovers. Oh, personalized name painting. Really good gift idea for kids. This is really nice for a nursery or a kids and teens. Kids and teens would love these. You tell me the colors and the name. So it's a personalized painting. You tell me the colors, you tell me the name. And you pick the size, whether you want 8.5 by 11 inch or you want 11 by 14 inch. Well, let me check the time. Koi fish. Well, I don't think those are koi fish. Those are like goldfish in a pond. The range of greens really turned out well there. This one's called Burst of, let's see what's the title. Burst of, well, I should have the title there. Burst of sunset, a sunset burst or something. I should have, I thought there it is. Yeah. Sunset burst. Round, yes, this one, instead of on paper, it is on a canvas panel. Ready to hang. This is ready to hang. You don't even need a frame for it. All my round canvases, paintings, you don't need a frame for it. They're ready to frame. I mean, not ready to frame. They're ready to hang as is. As is, canvas panel, ready to hang. This is 12-inch round. 12-inch round, it's ready to hang as is, does not need framing. Everything else I recommend. These are all ready for framing. I recommend framing if it's on paper. But the round canvas panels, they're ready to frame as is with a hanging loop on the back. Elvis is here. Oh my goodness, Pickerick's dog is named Elvis. Nice seeing you, Elvis. Are you an Elvis impersonator? Diane. Oh, thanks, hippie chick. Thanks for keeping it running. Yes, hello all. Oh, thanks for greeting people, Ian. Nice to see you in here, Sleestack Rules. Sleestack's Rule. All right, let's see. Hello. Oh, Elvis, are you a Elvis impersonator? And Picker Rick, why did you name your dog Elvis? I'm curious. Why did you name your dog Elvis? I'm showing Elvis. I'm showing my Etsy shop that my newest collection had its debut last week. My Etsy shop is a year old. So this is not like the debut of the shop. It's just a debut of the newest collection, which is called the Spirit Flow collection. And I explain in the description of the items, I explain why I call it that. Oh, let me check the time. Oh, in 10 more minutes, Ian, my guest artist, watercolor painter extraordinaire, another E word. Ian, there's so many E words. Excellent, expert, extraordinaire. He told me not to use the E word. He doesn't like me to call him an expert watercolor painter. But come on, everybody, you know he is. He doesn't want me to call him that. So he says, don't use the E word. And I'm like, okay, you're an excellent watercolor painter. And now I'm going to call him watercolor painter extraordinaire. He's coming on at 4 o'clock. I'm just showing you my Etsy shop, my newest collection, which just debuted last week. The Spirit Flow collection, all hand painted creations, all hand painted with alcohol inks, all hand painted, whether they're paintings on paper, paintings on canvas. These round ones are paintings on their canvas panels ready to hang, no frame necessary. And these coasters, ceramic tile coasters, ceramic bowls for keeping small jewelry in, like your rings before you take them off, like rings before you take them off at nighttime maybe, or you take them off before hand washing or at nighttime, or you want to put earrings in them, or change, or they're small little accessory bowls. And then these are, even the necklaces are taken from acrylic, I mean not acrylic, they're taken from alcohol ink paintings. And I pick out a small detail that I think really is nice from a larger, like an 8.5 by 11-inch watercolor painting, and I find a little detail that I think would be really nice, and I find that would be really nice for a necklace, and with a clear glass cabochon on them with black cord. And this one is bronze. Some of them, this one is silver pendant, and the other ones are bronze. So I got three silvers, and probably 4 bronze metal. And I can't show you different views of it. This screen share will not allow me to do that, unfortunately. Here you can really see the flow of the alcohol ink, and This is on round canvas. I'm going to try to enlarge this. Round canvas panel, ready to hang, does not need a frame. I'm trying to manually make this. These are only thumbnails. Unfortunately, the screen share does not allow me to click on these to make them to get it to see more than the thumbnail. Luckily, you get to see pretty much with the thumbnail. I love this one. I love this one. You didn't, you, uh-huh. Huh, I know. Oh, hi, Dina. Oh, thanks, Dina. Unfortunately, the screen share on StreamYard does not allow me to actually, these are only thumbnails, so I just enlarged the thumbnail. It does not allow me to actually click on this to show the full view and to show other views. Like I have 10 other views of the item, like hanging on a wall in different settings. This screen share does not allow me to do that. So this one is round canvas panel, ready to hang. You do not need to frame this. It's on canvas panel. Yes, the ones on paper, I recommend that. Yes, you do. They are ready to frame. And this is personalized. It's really good gift idea for kids and teens, young children and teens. That you tell me what colors to use, and you tell me the name. So it's really good idea for beach lovers and the ocean lovers. I love this one. I mean, it's all original art, hand sign. I mean, signed by me, and not prints. These are not prints. It's all original art. Okay, hi Dina. So nice to see you here. Oh, hi Gracie. Oh, thank you, Dina. And so thank you for stopping by. And hi JC. Oh yes, and all of these, all of them were painted on live stream, on my live streams. So many people many people either suggested things to me while I was painting, like JC actually said, oh, put stars in the sky. And actually she became very attached to and connected with one of the paintings I did, where she actually had a hand in the creation, where she told me, like, put stars in the sky. And yeah, she recently purchased one. So some of my YouTube audience that watched me paint these on live streams and watch me paint these on live streams have sometimes they have a special connection to some of these paintings. So this one, because this is a thumbnail, it's not showing me how long the stem is. This is actually a rectangle vertical, and the screen share does not allow me to click on this to show you the full view. For the most part, you can get a pretty good idea of these. This is one of the ones that I think more representational. I think I did it's really nice range of greens in there. Oh, you like the bird of paradise? Thank you. Actually, yeah, like I just said before, it's a longer stem. If I could click, if the screen share allowed me to click on the full view, but it doesn't. And purple flower. If you're a purple lover, purple flower floral abstract. This one. Oh, I better check the time. I lost track of time. Oh, Ian's coming on. I got to send him the link. So that's enough of my Etsy shop. Look, a peek. I mean, it's already out. I can't call it a sneak peek. I can't call it a preview. I'm not sure even what to call it. But the new collection it's out already. It debuted last week, and it's called the Spirit Flow Collection. And I explain if you have to go to my here's my Etsy shop link. Here's my Etsy shop link. I'm going to post it in the chat. Wow, no one can say hi? Hi. You guys, don't forget to say hello. Hi, Mary. And here is my Etsy shop link. I just posted it in the chat. Oh, you guys, don't forget to say hello. I mean, most of you are really friendly. I know you guys say hello to each other, so I don't know. Okay, I got to I have to click out of here now because my guest art. I have to invite my guest artist now. My guest artist Ian Jackson coming on in a minute. So glad so many of you are here. Wonderful. And I wonder what happens when I do that. All right, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Messenger. Ian Jackson. Ian Jackson. Okay, now I gotta send him the link. Paste the link. And Ian's gonna be here in just a minute or two. Yeah, Ian, I just sent you the link to come on. And I'm waiting for Ian to show up. Oh, Picker Rick was making a cheese sandwich. Not a grilled cheese sandwich, Picker Rick, not a grilled cheese. Hello again, Mary. Oh, God. And Ian is here. My guest artist, Ian, is here. Hi, Ian.
Hello.
How's the weather there?
A bit cold and rainy.
Oh, cold and rainy. We had cold and rainy yesterday. Today we have sunny and windy and cool, chilly.
Right.
But it's sunny. It's very sunny. But okay, let me get you on here. Let's say oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I see. Okay, he has a pencil sketch started or done.
That's pencil sketch done.
Is that a wolf?
Kinda. Best I can do with a wolf.
That's,
Well,
is he howling? Is he going to
Eh?
be howling at the moon?
Kinda. It's
Oh, that's
just
cool.
generally,
Yeah.
generally just howling, not necessarily at the moon.
Oh, okay.
Just a wolf doing wolfy things.
Do you have a pet? Do you have any pets?
I've got a pet Ewok.
No.
I keep it in a
I
cage.
know that's a Star
You got to be
Wars.
careful. You got to be careful because you might not think that they're intelligent, but they blow up Death Stars. So you got to be really careful.
Careful about whether they're called pets or not.
No, they're just dangerous. They eat people. Did you see Return of the Jedi? They were going to eat them poor people.
Oh, wait. Go ahead, because I have to thank somebody who's helping me out in the chat.
Right.
Well, never mind. I can say it. Yes, thank you, Pickerick 2. Pickerick 2. Thank you for reminding people for the thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up is
So what I need to do now is get rid of that.
Let's watch Ian.
Less is more.
Hi, Crazy Canvas Art.
Hey, Chrissy. Right. No, I don't need that there. And
hi again, Mary.
Right. There we go.
So there I see mountains. Is there mountains?
There are mountains, yeah. I just wanted to first of all chat with you about what we were talking about.
Low contrast painting?
Low contrast painting. Can you explain to me what do you mean by that?
Like, I guess, I mean, like they're low contrast to, I guess, in my, and I'm not, this is not an official definition. Maybe if you, we looked it up, it would be something different. But my understanding of it is that it's not black and white. Black and white is very high. That's high contrast. So it's going to be a lot of gray tones, and not a lot of blacks, or I mean high, because it might not be black and white. It could be, I mean, not a lot of darks and lights, real darks, real lights. Kind of like all gray, more mid-tone gray color, grayish color.
So if you had an histogram of it, it'd be bumpy right in middle.
Yeah, mid-tone, a lot of mid-tone colors.
It's a thing is, there's some concepts within that are not exactly the same and go together. But now I know what you're on about, I can continue on, because this is going to be a low contrast image.
Yeah, so everybody, this is going to be, instead of high contrast, which is, that's mostly what you prefer painting, because it actually, every artist wants to do, like, they want to make sure they got good contrast in their paintings, right?
Most artists strive for a good balance in contrast. The core of a painting should really be your mid-tones, but it should also have a very balanced high key and low key within it, so that the tonal values balance up. And if you get that, you get your painting right. But sometimes, for atmospheric reasons, you can do paintings that are just specifically one particular side, either very high key or very low key or very mid-tone.
Yeah, like it gives it, like, it's going to be more like foggy, misty, atmospheric effect.
That's right, yeah. So you don't get very much definition in it in any way. It's slightly abstract when you do stuff like that. But we'll have a go at it, and then people know where it is and what you can and can't do.
It's going to be a low contrast painting, everybody.
A low contrast. Well, if I can, because it's not something I generally tend to do. Watercolor is a good medium for doing it, because you can do some very subtle light stuff with it, you know, foggy kind of things.
Okay, right.
So whenever you're ready,
Oh yeah, you were ready.
I'm
Go ahead.
fine. Right. Let's not put me coffee right next to where my water is because I'll dip my my brush in my coffee. So,
Fortunately, you've done that before, right?
oh, I've done it 1,000 times. I've not died yet, but it has happened. But then again, I've worked on a building site and dipped things on building site in me coffee and still drunk it.
Oh goodness.
We've used hammers for stirring coffee when we couldn't find a spoon.
You used what?
Doesn't matter. An hammer.
Oh, so you were on building sites, you're saying?
Yeah, I've seen all sorts happen. Can't find a spoon. Oh, just get a screwdriver or something that you've been
Oh,
using.
yeah, right.
Yeah, seen that before today.
Yep.
Right, so as is traditional with me and with most watercolorists, I'm going to start with the background. But I'm gonna wet it all first because this is going to be one of them paintings where it's going to have to blend a lot. Blending is good.
Yeah, a lot of blending, right?
A lot of blending, yeah. So my first colour I'm going to go in, really, my lights obviously, but I'm going to make it extra light. Can you see how light that is? That's how light I'm going to make it. And then there is the light source. So as I get far away, I'm gonna make it more and more extreme in colour.
Is it a nighttime scene?
No,
It's not.
no, I don't know. It's just like an early evening, and it's a slightly overcast evening.
Yes, right.
So, right, let's see if I can now make a nice. What's really important about doing paintings like this is being able to control your neutrals.
Really? Neutrals as opposed to the vivid colors?
Yeah, because I mean, literally, most of this painting is going to be quite
Yeah, that's right. You
very.
cannot have vivid colors.
We're not going for vivid colours because if you go
unless you had them in the foreground. If you had them in the foreground,
well, yeah, you could do as an absolute contrast, but then again, we're not going for contrasts, are we?
Right.
So we're going for mid values.
So yeah, that's the challenge. Mid value, low contrast painting, everybody.
It's not easy because your natural inclination is towards wanting to do something that's quite, you know, a bit more punch to it.
Right.
But we'll see how it goes. I can see in front of me what I've got, the painting. That's quite interesting, and what it does is it goes from an orangey yellow and it blends down into a green. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But I think the best option, the best expression here for it is muted color.
Yeah, that's right. Muted.
And that's going to take a few coats that to build up. I'm not. As I come closer, I'll get much more aggressive with my strokes and my colour. Because as you get closer, it uses what's called atmospheric perspective,
Right.
and things do get a lot stronger in color. Right, so see, I'm concentrating. See, you got me concentrating, haven't you? You know what happens when I concentrate?
Oh, yeah, you stop talking.
Yeah, no. See,
No,
that's
but
your fault.
do you know of any? Don't you know of some not old, but like old or new masters work that where something is low contrast? Do you know of anything?
You do see not so much painting, but you do see an awful lot of photographers who do low contrast
Oh, photography. You see
photography.
photography,
Definitely,
not
you do
painting.
see a lot of photography. Absolutely, because it works with that, and you can get some really nice atmospherics with
So here you
low
can get a lot of
photography.
kind of cool atmospheric effects with a low contrast.
Yeah,
You could.
very easily. Yeah. And even though we're not talking about high contrast here, we've still got to make sure that we get us tonal values right.
Right.
So again, it's the be all and end all of getting a painting right. That really, get your tonal values right, get your painting right.
Okay, yeah.
And now we're getting to here. There's a forested area, and I'm gonna start going like this. Get a nice sappy green.
Sappy.
You know,
Sap,
yes,
sap
sap
green.
green. Yeah, sap green. And I'm, as you can see, I'm not like, I'm not painting every. They're not happy trees. I can tell you that for nothing.
You can tell us what?
I can tell you that for nothing. They're not happy trees.
They're not happy trees.
They're not happy. They're not Bob Ross happy trees. I can tell you that.
Why? Why? How come they're not happy trees?
Because I'm not. Well, if you've seen Bob Ross, he paints he does quite detailed stuff, and he paints each individual tree, doesn't he? Well, not always, but what I'm doing to create trees is just look. I'm doing that.
Well, you're doing watercolor. He painted it in oil.
Yeah,
He painted it in oil.
but you can still have that same. You can still have that same random expressive brush stroke, even in oils and in acrylic.
Yeah, and in watercolor, of course.
Well, yeah, it's a lot easier with watercolor, but you can still do it other than that. So we might soon be getting to the point where we might need to let it dry for a bit, so we can have a further discussion about. Well, have you been able to find anybody who actually?
No, low contrast. When I think of low contrast, I think of like a misty, foggy scene.
But do you know of any artists who actually paint deliberately like that?
Well,
you can
no.
You can incorporate it as a technique within a painting, but I'm not right unless anybody else can come up with an answer to this one. I'm not really sure that there's anybody who specializes in that particular.
Yeah, maybe just they don't specialize in it. It would be just a painting. It would be one painting out of many paintings that all of a sudden they would just do a low contrast painting.
Because it's incredibly unusual to see anything like that at all.
Yeah, because I didn't. So I thought it was like a misty atmospheric painting would be low contrast.
Yeah, it is, because everything's diffused. So that's the technique I'm trying to use now. I'm diffusing everything.
Right.
and I'm letting things flow into things. So there's no definition. The more you create definition, the more you start needing to put tonal value in to differentiate things. So it then becomes a bit difficult then.
Let's see what Chrissy says. Chrissy says, I did a low contrast painting. She did
All
the
right.
moose, a
The
moose
what?
painting.
Yes. Oh yeah, she did the moose, yeah.
And a moose, and she calls that a low contrast painting. I didn't see it, but
Now that right in a painting, even though it's based on low contrast, there may be the odd bit of high and low contrast in it, but it's not the key element to the painting. So sometimes you will have little bits of high and low key in it, but it's you don't actually see a huge amount of it.
I think she said, wait, oh, here. She says, for her, it's low contrast since she calls herself a colorist.
Yeah.
Not me too. I call myself a colorist.
Yeah, but it isn't necessarily to do with colour. Colour can still have high or low or mid contrast.
Right, it can still be muted. Right.
Yeah, it's how separated from each other the colours are. Has it got lots of very dark and very light in it, which is high contrast? Has it got not so? I'm going to do something now. A second. I'm going to.
So JCT says those colors feel good on her eyes.
Well, it's the first layer, and we'll see what we can do. I'm going to be putting.
You could do much more.
I'm just going to take this away a second, and I'm going to draw a little map, a little thing, and then I'll have to put this back. It's got to dry that anyway.
Masking fluid? You never use masking
fluid? Not very often, no. So, just, there we go, that's a nice fresh piece of paper. Right. Just imagine, right? Everything in your picture is represented in this area that I've just drawn. All right.
But what are you doing here? What are you doing now?
I'm showing you something.
Okay.
Everything, all the colours and everything that exists in your painting is in that, right?
Right.
This is what's called histogram. That area there represents the darkest area, which is we're going to call black, right? That area represents the lightest area, which we're going to call white. In the middle.
Oh, you're doing a scale.
Yeah. That's your grey, basically.
Right.
Or
mid-tone.
So what we're trying to achieve is something that, and this is called a histogram. The higher up it gets, the more there is, right? So what you would see in a typical low value grey image is it'll be quite shallow there in the dark areas and quite shallow there, and then it'll ramp up like that.
What's that represent?
That's a histogram, and that's telling you that the majority of the colours in your painting in the mid-tone.
Oh, okay.
The mid-tonal value area of your painting. You can look at, if you take a photograph of your painting and put it on something like Adobe Photoshop and look at levels or histogram on your program, it will show you.
Oh, God, it almost sounds like you're saying Instagram. It's histogram, right? HISTOGRAM, not Instagram. Histogram.
Histogram. And what you're striving to try and get is the majority of the color and the values in there. If it were one that were close to dark, it will probably go like that.
Like a rectangle?
No, it'd be like that. If it were dark biased image, it'd be like that.
Right.
And light areas. So that would be what they call you know, when an image is mostly dark and only has little white highlights in it, like a low key.
Yeah.
And it is that.
Okay.
Where most of the image is in the light area and very little in the black.
Oh, and then that scale shows something with a lot of black, a lot of dark with fewer lights.
That's it. And that's how if you ever put your image in a computer and have a look, you can see that these are the kind of things that you'll see in a histogram.
Okay.
But what we're looking for is something like that.
Right.
Very little in the light area, very little in the dark area, and the majority of the things that's going on in the image in this mid-tone grey area, center. That's the center. So that's that. You can't see it, can you?
Oh, yeah, I can see the graphs you're making, and that one the last one would have more lights in it than darks.
Mm-hmm. So that's histograms for you, and that's how you can tell tonally speaking, where your painting is. And it's good to learn this actually, because you can take a photo of your image, go and have a look and see where, if you're wanting it to be high contrast, it will tell you whether it is or not. Because if you're wanting it to be a mid-tone, it'll be that kind of shape, and it'll be biased to this side if it's dark, and it'll be biased to this side if it's light.
Right.
So histograms have been used for a long, long time now, especially in computer world these days. They're quite popular.
Okay. And he is saying histogram, not Instagram, because they sound similar.
I've found a little bit that I've not yet.
Totally different. As you probably would figure it out, you know that he's talking about something totally different than an Instagram.
Yeah. Please don't go looking up Instagram and thinking that you're going to get
no, just
stuff about creative. Well, you will get creative art stuff up, but not what we're talking about today.
Yeah, today we're talking about a low contrast painting.
If anybody's got any thoughts on in the chat about low contrast, how they deal with it, feel free to chat about it.
Chrissy talked about it, but The other people,
I've
the other people are not artists.
I've got to say, it's not something I do. I tend towards the opposite end, the high contrast. So that's my general strategy with regards to painting things like that. Right. So
Probably
I'm going to go back.
artists.
I'm going to go back now over this area. Now it's dried a bit.
Oh, that's your pencil?
No, it's a brush.
Oh, that's a paintbrush. Okay.
I watch them.
I saw it. Never mind. It looked
A little bit like robots in disguise, aren't they? Robots in disguise. Right. One possible area where I'm not going to do it as dark as what the image is, because the image is not a low contrast image. So I'm having to like think about what it is that I want to do. But that's possibly as dark as I'm going to make it. That what I've just put in there is as dark as this image is going to be.
And that looks like yellow ochre. Are you using yellow ochre?
No, I think it's burnt umber. This, not burnt umber, burnt sienna. Might be. It's a reddish brown.
Hmm.
Right. What colour?
Is it? And the wolf is going to be howling, like overlooking a little the photo that I had sent you, like the little city, the little village.
There's a castle in the background that we can't quite see yet that I'm going to build up as we go along.
But he's on a cliff, right?
Yeah, he's on some sort of rocky cliff, doing whatever dogs do.
Hi, Quidgen Comic Art. Do you know him? Do you know him or her? I'm sorry, I don't know if it's him or her.
No.
Quidgen Comic Art?
No, I've never met the person.
Oh, welcome. So nice to see you.
Welcome.
And
right. So,
water.
one thing it's going to do is distort the colours, right? This, because I'm not using normal colours. This guy.
You're using normal colors.
Well, you can't really use normal colours when you're doing an image that's only mid-tone. Mid-tone, you know, like.
What do you call normal colors?
Well, under normal circumstances, you've got a broad range of colours that you can use, but because we're squashing it down to only the middle values, we're having to use other colours that are not necessarily the ones that you would normally use. So they're not normal colours, are they?
Okay, so Quidgen Comic Art, who just came in, the challenge is that Ian is creating a low contrast painting that's only going to be in the mid-tone ranges. In mid-tone range, no dramatic lights or darks. No dramatic lights or darks. Going to be all in the. It's a low contrast mid-tone. That's the challenge right here today.
Well, I hope I do it. I've got to say, it's not something I normally do. So.
And my inspirational TV says beautiful. Quidgen Comic Art says lovely watercolor.
Thank you. Problem is, I mean, with this challenge, what I've got to do as well is I've got to think on that white is a high key color. So
well, maybe you can make the dog high contrast. Everything else is low contrast, and the dog is high contrast.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
the
that kind of makes it stand out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? If we're doing, I might do.
that would
Make the background all low contrast and make that the only thing in the picture that's high contrast. You could do, but it's not quite the challenge, is it?
okay.
But well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to bind myself to an absolute. This is
Okay.
it's experimental, really. This.
And then JCT says she likes this style. Maybe so far she likes low contrast, maybe.
So all I'm really doing in this case is giving some tonal values.
Wait, JCT, do you have pets? I forget. Do you have dogs, JC?
Unfortunately, because I've got a light on
She has
at the
dogs.
moment,
She has dogs.
you can't actually see the because it's wet there at the moment. It's probably just glaring at you. But I'm painting in some semi-dark areas. I'm going to put a bit of that in. Let's get it in. I'm getting way too fiddly already, and I don't want to do that. Right, let's go back to this area now.
You're trying to stay loose, you mean?
Yeah, you got. I think part of key to this painting is being loose.
Do you only practically use only one brush the whole painting?
The only reason why I'm just using this brush is because I can't be bothered to go and reach over to me other brushes. Yeah, so if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm happy using this brush.
I had another guest artist who said it's not so well. He paints in acrylics, and he's saying it's not so good to just use one brush most of the painting. You should change out your brush.
I agree to some extent, but if you've got a good brush that's versatile, this kind of brush, right, can do an awful lot of things. So what you don't want to be doing is having 1,000 brushes in front of you and then having to decide which brush you're going to use, because you'll probably make the wrong decision anyway. So if you limit yourself to how many pieces of equipment that you're going to be using, there's every likelihood that you're going to get your decisions right. Don't know how people feel about that, but sounds like a great idea to me.
Right, I'm about to share this out on Twitter, so I gotta find a photograph.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I might need to.
Okay. Oh. You're concentrating on what now?
I'm just going to change my water, so I'll be back in a second or so.
Okay, he'll be back in a second. Oh, how do I get back into here again? Oh, I know. Okay, let's go here. What? Low contrast mid. Hi, Mystic Unigon. Welcome. Nice seeing you. And our guest artist is just taking a break. I mean, not a break. He has to change his water. I mean, he doesn't get a break. No, if you needed a break. I mean, if you really needed a break, yes, you get a break. But you never asked me about having a break. If you really needed a break, we'd take a break.
Oh no, let's crack on with it.
He just wants to crack on. That's a UK expression. Crack on with it.
Crack on. It'll be interesting later on when I take a photo of this to see what the histogram actually is for it.
What the histogram you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, not Instagram, everybody. He's saying histogram. Histogram.
Oh, that might be bordering on dark.
Yes, for Mr. Unigon who just came in, the challenge is he's doing a low contrast painting, meaning he's not gonna have a lot of very darks and lights. It's gonna be all mid-tone, low contrast painting. That's the challenge. And that is a challenge because most artists want to use like darks and light to create high contrast for a focal point or create drama. But if it's all low contrast, it's more of a challenge. That's right, JC. She spelled it right. Histogram, right?
Histogram.
That's right.
Always worth looking up. If you're not,
so many people have not heard that word, and they're going to say Instagram. So that's why I had to keep saying no. That I have to keep emphasizing that's not what he's saying.
Well, I've managed to get rid of the vast majority of, so long as there might be teeny weeny little bits of white in the, that's fine. So long as a low key, a low contrast image is the majority of the image doesn't have an awful lot of contrast in, so we can still put a teeny weeny bit of contrast in. So it may have the odd fleck of white and it may have the odd fleck of dark, but I'm not going to be putting a ton load in. It's going to be mostly mid tonal value, and as a consequence it may suffer from being quite dull. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean the fact that the tones are going to be a bit light. This does actually emphasize how important tonal values are in paintings.
Yeah, it's gonna get everybody to see like that, like you said, like how important tonal values are in a painting or in an artwork.
Let's see if I can.
Is that a wolf? Yeah, the wolf. That's a wolf, right?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I think the person who did the photograph, they've got their pet dog that looks a little bit like a wolf.
All right, so it's supposed to be a wolf. Yeah, Yes, it's supposed to be a wolf.
It
Her
can be
daughter
anything. It
wanted
could be some
Yeah.
mythical animal that we'd never come across before. It don't really matter. It's just a focal.
It's a wolf
It,
howling at something. Well, usually they howl at the moon, right? Or they can
no,
howl.
oh no! I've got next door neighbours' dogs, right? They howl at anything. They howl at absolutely everything. I
Craft
can
beer
100% agree.
pours. Welcome. Hello and happy Friday, right? Craft beer pours. He reviews craft beers. Very interesting.
Nice.
Very interesting. So,
Not
give me
wrong with
ideas
that.
when I go out. I can try different beers
That's it.
based on his
Your-
reviews, especially
your-
the pumpkin flavors coming out. I mean, this month is popular. The pumpkin spice beers.
Pumpkin. Oh.
You got that in the UK? That's
No,
right. You
keep it simple. Beer. Just honestly, just keep it simple.
Well-
Flavored beers. What's that all about?
You don't drink, right? Or you drink very minimally?
I don't these days, no. But I mean, come on. Keep it simple.
I have different flavor. I just tried it a couple months ago. I tried a chocolate peanut butter beer.
Oh
my God, the chocolate you could not taste, but you could. It was like a port. It was a very dark beer, and it was like you couldn't taste the chocolate, but you could taste the peanut. You could taste the peanut in it.
Well, peanuts are very strong, aren't they? Ugh,
so
yuck. Oh,
no, so I mean,
what
no,
an abomination.
It was kind of good, but it's rich. It's rich. It's not too sweet, but it is like kind of. I just shared it with my husband. I would not want to. I would only have one if I ever got one.
I think I'd be particularly. I think I'd probably be pouring it down sink. I think.
Anyway, well, right now it's the Oktoberfest beers that are big and pumpkin spice. And he reviews them. He reviews them on his channel. Thanks for coming by, Craft Beer Pours. Especially
listen. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with beers and lager. It's just that in UK we drink a lot of beer, bitter. So
right, you don't have this going on like in the US.
Well, we do. There's loads of people doing. Yeah. It's just that we don't really do silly things like put silly things in it.
Silly things. What do you think about that?
Lager's nice enough as it is. Don't try and adjust something that's already been proven to be nice.
Oh, what do you think about that, Craft Beer Pours? And hello, and somebody you never seen in the my chat before, Canal Diversiones Adriano. Obviously Latino, welcome. A musician.
Oh.
Welcome, and I hope you enjoy this my art channel. Let's say again, hello to him in writing.
All right.
I have not seen you before. So welcome. Welcome.
I can't. Oh, wait a minute.
Adriana.
Oh, there you go.
What were you saying?
No, I'm just having a look at the chat. I'm looking up to have a look at the chat.
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah, I've got it up on my thing now. So. Oh, is this going to be too dark? Am I committing? Of course I am. Yeah. There we go. You've always got to remember. Especially with watercolor, it does happen occasionally with acrylics and oils, but
Grayscale Paintings here. You know him, right?
I do. Yeah. I think we're on Grayscale the other day. Yeah.
Hello, Ian and Diane.
Doing a little bit of. I don't know if I were watching one of his videos or I were on his live. Can't remember. Do you know what? I watch that much YouTube, but everything fades into one.
What are you talking about?
I say I watch that much YouTube
Ah,
sometimes that
I just
everything virtually fades
can't
into one.
right. JC says she's tried a butterscotch beer. Oh, I don't know about that.
Um,
Butterscotch coffee, I love it. Like I love pumpkin spice coffee. I would love like vanilla coffee, butterscotch coffee. But those things I don't think go with beers. Like for me, it's like, no. Like pumpkin spice beer, I will try it, but I don't know that I will try it, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna like it. I like that better at those flavors in coffee better.
yeah, the thing is, at the end of the day, it's all right putting like flavors into particular things, but will they actually realistically go with them? I mean, yeah, you put certain things into coffee and it goes great. You put it into something else, and I mean, I love tomato.
I don't know why that is.
I love tomato ketchup, but I'm not going to put it in lager, am I?
No, but you might have like garlic flavored ketchup or something.
What garlic flavor? Well, you can get garlic flavored ketchup.
You can. I haven't seen it, but
Like a
yeah,
garlic sauce.
whatever. Instead of ketchup, sometimes I like to put barbecue sauce on it instead of ketchup.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
not a
but
big.
I would
I'm
never.
sorry, I do not use ketchup at all. Nothing. If I want to put something on my eggs, I put salsa. I love
Yeah.
salsa.
Oh.
Salsa instead of ketchup. Salsa on eggs instead of ketchup. And I don't like
But
ketchup on my fries either. My French fries, I like just salt
mm-hmm.
plain. Not
Oh well,
not a big
I,
I don't
I,
use it.
I have some stuff that I grind, which is a combination of salts and various different spices, and that's what I put on mine.
Oh, a combination of spices?
Mm.
What kind of spices?
Oh, it's got all sorts of stuff in it. Bits of dried garlic, salt, sea salt,
Oh, see.
and all sorts of weird stuff.
Well, how do you make your hamburgers? You fry them
Uh,
in a frying pan?
oh no, don't fry stuff these days. Got to
What do
keep
you do?
healthy. I put it in oven.
I don't. Well, we don't make hamburgers at home. So whenever I eat a hamburger, it's because I eat
Well,
out. I don't know how they make them.
well, you just get minced meat or whatever it is that you're wanting to make it out of. Flatten it down into a shape
Patty.
of a patty. You can even get like a cutting ring for them, and then you put them in oven and then leave them for half an hour, 15 minutes each side. Done, job done. That's
Oh,
how I make beef burgers.
we have Mr. Fulton Mraz in here. Well, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
he's a younger guy. He's not an old guy. He says, "Hey, today is my grandma and grandpa's the 60th wedding anniversary."
Oh well, that's an amazing achievement.
Yeah, amazing, awesome. Are they gonna have a nice big party for you, for them, and that you're gonna go to, Mr. Fulton? Let's see. I'm writing my comment to him. That's wonderful, amazing, awesome. I mean, that's awesome. 60th. I think my grandparents were married that long too, or longer, or whatever.
Mm,
And they got a certificate. They got a certificate letter from the president.
really?
Yeah, like if you're married for 15 years or longer,
Mm.
it used to be, I don't know if they do it anymore, but it used to be if you were married 50 years or longer, you get a letter, you get a certificate or letter from the United States president.
like a long service certificate. There you go. A lot of people these days don't even live that long.
Yeah, I know.
Right. We've got to start making some decisions here. Do we add a certain amount of darkness to it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. This
Unless
is all your fault.
you're gonna make it look misty, or even you're not making it look misty or foggy.
I can't. It is difficult. I'm trying to get everything blended in.
Okay.
It's just it's hard.
It's hard. So with
Just
water,
doing tonal. Yeah.
watercolor, you think it's harder in watercolor?
I'm trying to keep things so that there's some definition in it.
Right.
Where I mean,
It's easier in acrylic. It's harder in watercolor, right?
it's just controlling it.
Like you can't go back and like lighten up things. Like you see, if this was an acrylic painting, you could go back and like all of a sudden like lighten this up and lighten certain areas up and make it look foggy or misty. You can't go back and then do that.
Not very much. You can't. No.
Well, we see that it's a challenge, especially it's a challenge in watercolor. But go ahead and what were you saying? Like, where did you want to add the contrast?
We did say that we were gonna add the contrast to that. I'm not quite ready for it yet. I just want things to blend a bit better.
And
so
how would you blend it better?
Softening edges.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, good. Yeah, that's right. So softening edges actually makes it look more misty or something.
Yeah, because there's less definition. The more you have crisp edges, the more definition you get. Right, I've got a rough idea now what I'm doing with that. That's it.
Yeah, we can't keep talking nonstop.
Sorry.
People on YouTube expect us to keep talking nonstop.
And it's just me. I apologize. I'm not a talker.
Oh, you're not. You could have fooled me.
Well, I try not to. I'm quietest in our house.
You're quiet in your house?
I'm the quietest person in our family.
In your family of cousins and uncles and aunts, you mean?
In my immediate family.
Between you and your wife, right?
No, in my siblings and my mum and dad.
Oh, and your siblings. All right, I shared this out. Let me see. I shared it on my Twitter. I'm gonna share it out. My Twitter's not so active as my Facebook is a little bit more active. Let's see. I'm gonna try to share this out on my Facebook. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but
see if I can get rid of a little bit of that. Right. I'm going to leave this to dry a little bit, and then I'm going to do some dark areas around there.
You never use a hair dryer?
Well, I can do. It's connected up. It's just that when you use an air dryer, it fixes it at that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whenever,
what's that mean? What's wrong? What happened?
well, what you want it to do is naturally move to the point where it's dried. Anyway, I'll use this. It don't matter. It's only a practice image. The joy of using my pink lightsaber. It's called Doris.
Over.
Doris the pink lightsaber.
Oh, you gave her a name?
Well, I went in to get a nice black or blue one, into this craft shop, and they said, no, we've only got pink ones. And I
Oh,
thought,
pink.
I can't.
Pink. Is there only pink?
I said, well, beggars aren't choosers, are they? So I ended up buying a pink, and it's got a love heart on it. Look.
Oh, I would love that one.
How cheesy
But I
is that?
so
anyway, yeah, there is my pink heat gun. Doris, the pink heat gun.
Okay, I shared it out on Facebook, Twitter,
Right.
Twitter, and Facebook.
I'm going to start doing some detailing that. In fact, actually, I'm not going to use this brush. Why am I using that as a detail brush? Yeah. You should have told me. Fancy me using a great big brush like that for detailing.
Should have told you what?
You should have told me. Fancy
Told you
using
what?
that. Using a great big brush like that for detailing.
What?
How am I ever going to do that?
I should have told you what?
It don't matter. I'm kidding.
Whimsy Creek Art, welcome. You know Whimsy Creek Art, the acrylic. She does acrylic. I mean, pouring art.
Yes, I think I do. Yeah. She was on over there, I think. Whimsy Creek Art. Yeah.
Whimsy Creek Art. She does all acrylic pouring art. You know, all pouring. Hi, Whimsy Creek Art. Welcome.
So I'm just doing little bits of definite. You can't see it because it's all because I'm around there. I'm doing the dark areas on it, which obviously we're not doing a lot of because we're doing this special challenge.
A special challenge. It's Whimsy Creek Art who just came in here. He's doing a challenge of a low contrast painting, meaning no dramatic darks and lights. Low contrast painting with only using midtones.
Although this is the exception.
Oh, you're doing You're doing an exception?
Well, we said that the dog and this area were going to be the exception to it.
High contrast.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
It's not going to be high contrast, but
more
okay. But a little bit more contrasted.
Right. Oh, Grayscale Painting is still here. I forgot he is still here. Okay. Do you know Grayscale Painting?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Right. Like He was my guest artist on Monday.
Yeah, I think I watched that. Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, I was there. Of course I were.
Not just more recently. Yesterday and today yesterday was
Mhm.
part 1, today was part 2
Oh,
of him creating a 3-headed monster coming out of the pit of hell.
oh, wait a minute. Isn't that Cerberus?
What?
Cerberus.
I don't know. Ask him.
Cerberus used. Well,
Grayscale Painting is asking a question.
Cerberus used to stand outside of Hades, didn't it?
Oh.
It were a dog with 3 heads, and it
He's
guarded the entrance. It guarded the entrance to the underworld.
Oh.
In obviously in legend. Didn't have to. Right, that's right again. Just to help, I'm going to see if I can soften some of these edges up, so we've still got that sense of fluffy softness and
I
slightly.
want to see if I can play some copyright-free music. Copyright-free music that there's a YouTube channel that allows us to use their music copyright-free. So let's see.
Well, I've recently downloaded a program to help me actually make my own. Woohoo! Ian Jackson.
What is it?
expert.
GarageBand? No. What is it?
I forgot what they call it now. It's a program.
Oh, in Apple Music, it's GarageBand. You can create your own music.
It is pretty much similar. It's just like a mixing desk that you can add.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking I should try to do that again, but I don't know if I have the time. I don't know.
Well, for the sake of your heart, you have time.
I'm on Epidemic Music. I had to buy that. I bought that for a whole year. So I'm going to use that.
Well,
I bought it. So
exactly. If you bought the right, after the year, can you still continue to use the thing that you bought?
Or it could be anytime. I think that anytime you're allowed to discontinue it, but that's no. I'm sorry. That involves more time with GarageBand. I would only use GarageBand and then create some music, and then that it involves more of your time, which
it does.
I mean, if you only one and you did a little jingle, I mean,
well, that's all I use it for, really. I'm never going to be I'm not going to be some great musician that's going to be topping the charts with it. I can assure you of that.
Background music,
but put it this way: if it saves me a bit of cash, and I don't have to go out and hire a band in to do my music for me, then
we get it totally free from the YouTube audio library.
Well, you can, but there isn't always what you want in that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, much as it's a nice free library, it's not exactly the be all and end all, is it?
Oh wait, hold on. So this is what Grayscale Painting. He created a monster coming out of the pit of hell, and he called it King Ghidorah.
Oh, all right. Wow.
Godzilla movies.
Yes, it's one of Godzilla's big enemies, that Ghidorah.
Right. Okay. You
don't come out yet. Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
I don't know. There's some movie that came out that inspired Grayscale Painting to do this painting.
I'm just waiting for them bringing it out. Mind you, they made a Pig's Ear at last couple of films that they made. Why can't they just make them like they used to in them cheesy old ones? They were great then.
Let's see what he says. I don't know. Okay. I have to say goodbye to JCT. She has to go cook now.
All
Bye,
right.
JCT. Oh, God. Spell correct. Come on. I don't like that auto spell correct. JCT. Bye, JCT. She has to go cook.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not that far off finished.
Oh, okay.
So, the force is not with me today, I don't think, with this one.
Really?
No, it's not my style of painting, really. Doing it like that.
You like it. Okay, that's good. All right.
I like to create. Well, if you look at most really good watercolor artists,
They have to have contrast,
they
right?
do they do very thin washes of color, and then they paint with very high contrast.
But how
And
about
lots of
where, like,
strong color.
what if the painting had fog or mist in it? So that part would be low contrast, and then the focal point would have high contrast. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, if you find it, well, go ahead. I mean, I don't know. I already said make the dog high contrast, but you were saying you don't know if that would fit in with the painting.
Well, I'm trying to get it to, but I think it's one of them things where I need to leave it for the moment and finish it off once it's all dry, because I'm adding lots of colour to try and get more contrast in it, and it's making it go a bit muddy. So I've got to be careful what I'm doing now.
And then JCT says there was a Harry Potter movie. It's a Harry Potter movie with a 3-headed dog.
Yeah, that's Cerberus, isn't it?
I don't know, but
If it's a three-headed dog, generally it's a mimic, or it is Cerberus. That's what it is, Cerberus.
Oh, so you're familiar with the Harry Potter series?
No, I can't stand it.
Well, then how do you know that?
Well, they generally, but you know, these films that have these monsters in them, they generally borrow them from Greek legend. That's where that comes from.
Oh, okay,
Cerberus.
right, yeah.
Right. So all they've done is they've ripped it off they've either given it a completely different name and a different character, but it's the same thing. It's Cerberus. So I don't know. I just never got into it because everybody were going a bit hysterical about it, and I thought, oh dear, popularist. So I never really got into it. It's like me and Beatles. I don't like Beatles because everybody were into them. So I looked at other groups. Do you know what? They're just as good.
You mean the movie Beetlejuice?
No, the Beatles. You know that band in 1960s?
Yeah, the band.
Everybody like went, whoa, we're good, brilliant band. Yeah, there were lots of bands around at the time as well that were just as good as they were.
Other ones?
Yeah, loads of bands.
You're younger than me. You don't. What do you were around?
I was old enough to know music in aftermath of them being around, and I'm a reasonably.
Isn't that the way it goes though? That's how it is in the music and art world. Like, and probably written the writing world, the visual, and also the performing arts, the writing, the poetry, and the writing and the writing and the poetry and the performing arts and visual arts and music. It's like there's so many people that are good and they never get a break, they never make it, but somebody does, and it's not always the best person.
Especially in art.
It's something it's something that you can't explain. It's something like, oh, that band caught on. That band just caught on.
They just didn't.
With all the other bands, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows why they caught on?
They're in the right place at the right time, weren't they?
Same for YouTube channels. No. Same. I'm in the same place and time as another friend of mine. As a friend of mine, we started around the same time, and I have 2,200 subscribers. She has 6,000, and we started around the same time. It's like I'm in the same time and place she is. She's an anomaly. She's just like because
yeah, but how much time does she put into that?
What was that?
A lot of it's down to how much time you put into it, isn't it?
No.
How much do you go around networking and
all
that sort of stuff?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the same. I do about the same networking. Like, what do you mean? No.
Going to other groups and spending time in groups and things like that. I mean, I don't tend to. Personally.
I don't think it has to do with like your marketing or getting around or all that. It's like you just it's it's an unknown reason why that one person catches on and another person doesn't.
Yeah, but is she doing exactly the same type of stuff that you're doing?
No, similar.
It might be that's the bee's knees at the moment. I mean, thing is, like, for example, journaling's very popular at the moment.
I know. So she does a lot of handmade journaling and she's done a lot of upcycling, handmade journals. Yeah, and she called
I mean, a lot of what I do is not that popular at the moment, but what goes around comes around. Journaling will have its moment, and then the people will go back to various other forms of art.
I'm sorry, it's not just art journaling. It's actually hand making your journals, handmade journaling.
Well, I mean, that's all within the boundaries of journaling, then, isn't it?
But so, but it's a specific kind that it's not just art journaling in your journal, because I've done a lot of that. It's more what she became really popular on was the handmade journaling, actually handmaking a journal and using and upcycling products, upcycling junk.
Right. Well, I mean, if a person's actually putting information out that's valid to people who need it, then they're going to get views, aren't they?
Yeah, but who's to say? Like, who's to say? I mean, who's to have predicted? Like, oh, if you do this, she just always said, like, oh, I just did what interested me, and whenever she put out something that interested her, it all of a sudden interested so many other people. Like where I would put out stuff and it'd be like, oh no, it didn't interest half the amount of people that were interested in her stuff.
And then once you get that reputation for doing that particular type of thing, people will flock towards you because they said, oh, so-and-so did a great video on this particular type of thing that's very popular. So it self-perpetuates its own popularity.
I don't know, but I just don't. Whatever. I don't feel
it's a strange beast. I mean, I won't overly consider. Like, at the end of the day, it's what you contribute to it. At the end of the day, you might not be the Beatles, but you're a band and you were there.
How about this? You said like there was other bands that were just as good or better than the Beatles, but the Beatles are the ones that were made it, right?
Well, they were probably the most successful band of the 1960s.
Yeah, because why?
Commercially speaking, but because they lent heavily on the teeny bopper. They are the take that of the 1960s.
I'm saying that they didn't control that. It was like an anomaly that all the that what they ever just took off for like you can't explain the reason why.
There were definitely a movement towards that kind of music, and what they did is they caught onto it, and made that style their style. So they made themselves popular to people. There might have been a band that had a bit more integrity towards itself and wanted to produce their own type of music, but when it came to making money out of it, they had to go down the popular route. So they ended up having to make popular music. They could have turned into a blues band or a rock band or something like that, but they weren't the popular things at that time. So they cottoned on to the youth culture kind of music, and they made it their own, and that were it. Everybody followed them. Oh, Beatles, the great, and then you get this.
They were not the only ones
obsessive.
doing that, were they? Are you saying they're the only ones that like
No,
tried to?
they weren't the only ones. There were lots of people doing it. It's just that they were the best at doing it in that sense. They cottoned on to the popularity of it, and they dominated it. It don't mean to say that there weren't other bands around that weren't good,
Yeah.
that were producing just as good a music, if not better.
Right.
It's just that only connoisseurs of music can find them out these days. You got.
Well, it was not connoisseurs of music that made them popular.
No, they were part of the pop. It was exactly. They pandered to the general public, and that made them a lot of money and a lot of fame. But it doesn't make them the best. I mean, technically speaking.
Yeah, you're saying it doesn't make them the best. Like there's probably other bands that were just as good.
It's like, for example, in art,
Right.
a lot of people rave on about the Impressionists and how great they were and what a great movement. But there were other art movements around that were just as relevant and just as good and making just as big a statement. It's just that they got blotted out because of the popular ideas that were going around at the time that Impressionism was the done thing.
People did not understand Impressionism. So like,
no, they didn't at first, but it eventually became the popular thing, right?
And then Van Gogh only sold one or two paintings his whole life.
Oh,
Van Gogh only sold one or two. Post-Impressionist Van Gogh only sold one or two paintings his whole life.
Which is really weird because his brother.
His brother was an art dealer.
An art dealer, yeah.
Right,
so
I know.
I don't know what happened there. I know he used to manage his art for him.
Right.
And I know he used to have bouts of depression and stuff like that.
Maybe something sinister was going on where his brother wasn't really promoting his brother's art the way he should have or something. I never thought of that.
We'll never know on that one. I've always found it a bit weird that
his brother was an art dealer.
His brother were an art dealer, and yet he's probably
could not sell his art.
It could, but then again, he was competing against an awful lot of other impressionist artists at the time.
Yes, impressionist.
That were reasonably well.
Post-impressionist.
Well, he is post-impressionist, but he's still part of the impressionist. As far as I'm concerned, he's part of the impressionist movement.
Oh, really? No, my bad. His art works so much different. I consider him a post-impressionist.
Yeah, but it's same old. It's still impressionism. I mean, what I'm painting today, I'm not an impressionist painter, but I'm using impressionist techniques to suggest what I'm doing. I mean, thing is, if you go right back, it weren't the Impressionists who invented that anyway. People like Turner, a century before him, did Impressionism. but nobody actually recognizes him for it. So it's,
Really? Well, they certainly recognized him, but not for
oh
impressionism.
yeah, yeah, because it's been like turned into this specific thing, and impressionism is like French impressionists like Monet and all that sort of stuff, semi-abstract kind of way of dealing with things. But because Turner put realism into his impressionist style, he's not considered to be an impressionist artist.
Yes.
So, but for me, after all the people who used impressionism, to some degree in their art, he's the best master of it, to be frank.
Who, Turner?
But yeah,
Oh
look
no,
at-
I love
you-
Monet. I love Monet.
yeah. You look at the skies that Turner did, right? Very
I
impressionistic.
don't consider him impressionist.
Right.
I don't consider him impressionist.
Oh, of course he is. Is the inventor of impressionism.
Oh my God, that's never what I heard. I heard Cezanne was the. Cezanne was the.
Yeah, if you're talking about taking it to an extreme, that's what those impressionists did.
And Renoir, I didn't.
They took it more and more and more to extreme.
I didn't like Renoir. Sticky sweet.
I'm just wondering what the chat's.
Chat is
bored
dead.
to death,
Chat is
probably.
dead.
Eh?
The chat is dead.
Well,
chat.
let's change subject then, because we're obviously boring them to death.
There's 3 people watching.
All right. Well, I think that might be the point for me to finish then, because we've been on for 2 hours. So.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Oh my God! It's been 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
I mean, no, 1.5 hours. I'm sorry.
1.5 hours.
Right.
So I'm going to put this down to experience that it's not. I might go back over it at another occasion, but it's not the best painting I've ever done, this, to be frank. So.
It does look misty in the background.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the inclusion of the dog is taken away from the actual. I don't know.
Yeah. So let's just like surmise that. Okay, well, low contrast painting is not like really. Maybe it works better in photography than in real painting, right?
It certainly does in photography. Absolutely. There's
Really?
there's an entire school of doing things like that on how to do it in low contrast.
Really?
Photography.
So
oh yeah, you look up you look up low contrast photography faces, and honestly you'll find tons of stuff.
Okay.
So but with regards to painting, not only is it technically difficult, it don't always come out very well, because fair enough, you can have certain areas of your painting quite misty and ethereal and all that sort of stuff, but you still need to have something that's like a key place, a key in it.
If you were to work on, if you were to try to make that painting better, where would you make the contrast?
I'd continue to put some more paint on that. I want to really leave that until and then a little bit round here and a alt background I'd leave as it is. I'm reasonably happy with that.
The dog.
It's the dog.
You already kind of made it high contrast. In the cliff, maybe the cliff.
A little teeny weeny bits, key points there where it's dark, to give it a teeny bit more definition, and there and a little bit round here maybe, and that's probably where I'd leave it.
Let me share this again to my Facebook. Oh no, you're leaving soon, so I don't know. Whatever. because the other one that I shared to my Facebook was like half finished. Like this looks more finished, but oh, never mind.
Right. So that's roughly what we've done is we've like done a really soft focus background with some very dulled down colours. There's nothing vibrantly strong there, and it gives it that like soft fuzzy, not necessarily like a haze that you might have, not necessarily a fog.
But
A fog.
Most people would want to see more contrast in it, like maybe in the dog and the cliff.
Possibly, but that I might have to leave until it's fully dry, because if I keep painting onto it, it's just going to go muddy. There's only so much you can do within one session with certain types of painting.
Right.
Something like this might be done over 2 or 3 sessions, and you'd have to, I don't know. I think I've gone too dark too soon on that one. And like I say, at the end of the day, because everything else is very low contrast and that's fairly high contrast, it's sticking out like a sore thumb.
Okay.
But it might be that I could put a little bit.
What's sticking out? The dog? You think the dog's sticking out like a sore thumb?
It is to me at this stage. You might not be seeing colours very well, but it's quite strong and dark at the moment. But we'll wait until it's all dried up, and then I'll finish it off.
Grace is here. She says, "Hi, Diana, and just come
Hello.
back. Just come back and see a painting. Hi, Gracie."
But it might be a matter of putting a little bit slightly darker there.
Right, Gracie. The challenge was Ian was had to make a low contrast painting, meaning not high contrast, not very darks or darks and lights, all mid-tones, and that was the challenge to him today. So you might not see his painting as the way that you usually see his paintings, but she says it's beautiful painting. But I'm just telling you that it's a low contrast painting. That was the challenge.
Let me take some of these edges out of it. Maybe that's what's bugging me. I mean, you can't probably see this.
And she says, beautiful and amazing painting. But you do not consider this finished, is that right?
Oh no, I'll probably have another session on it later, once it's absolutely dry, and get some light around the face. I might do a bit more work on that. Get rid of some of this strong contrast.
Get rid of something. I thought you were going to try to make that more high contrast.
Yeah, but it's a bit too strong, that, and it's making it look silly because nothing else in the painting has got that. It just looks totally not in the painting.
Why? It doesn't make it look like the dog is on the cliff and there's like fog in the background.
Yeah, but well, that's it. At the end of the day, it's probably the wrong thing to do as a low contrast image. The background would have been great, but having the dog in it is just making it look silly.
I don't think so. Look, you just started making that more contrast right there. Okay. Just that amount looks kind of good. Maybe not too much, but just that amount.
I'm just going to take a little bit back, just nip it back a bit, and that gives me a little bit of wriggle room with some other bits of dark in other key areas. That'll be all right when it's done. I just need to leave it until it's fully dry, because it'll just get muddy if I don't. And that's the problem with watercolor paintings. If you don't leave it when it's telling you to stop, that's when you make a mess of it.
Okay.
So
you need to
I'm
stop.
quite happy with this area. This is all very. In fact, actually, what I will.
Yeah, you said a castle in the background, like that castle.
Yeah, it's got that there. There's some sort of building or buildings on the hill there.
Okay.
And it's just silhouetted. It's all one mesh of whatever it is. Let's see if we can do a bit more blending.
All right. Gracie's going to sleep now. She just wanted to check in and see what I'm doing, what you're doing. All right. Good night.
All right.
Good night. Good day.
Right. Just a little bit of blending. And that's what makes it look like it's slightly foggy. The edges not being not being overly strong. Okay.
5 people are watching. 5 people watching. Make yourself known in the chat. Who's watching? And yeah, that's right. Some people can't. That's right. Some people are running the live stream and they can't talk. So okay, if you're able to talk, please make yourself known in the chat. If not, thank you so much for running the live stream because you're doing other things. That's fine. I saw that on the art bar that she live streams more than just Monday night. She live streams several times a week. Is that right? On art bar?
It depends on what's happening. At the moment, they're doing a lot of swaps and things like that. So
she has to live stream for that.
Kind of, yeah. Just to take a lead with it, and
do you participate in the swaps?
I'm well, because I'm over at UK. It costs a lot of money to send.
I know. It just says a lot of international period. Guess what? Canada is relatively close to the United States. I just sent a box. Well, not even a huge box. Pretty lightweight. Not very heavy.
Yeah.
Not very big. And it cost $17 just to send it to Ontario, Canada.
Well, I've just recently sent a package that cost me just over £14, which is like 17, 18. Well, it's more than 70. It's probably $19.
It's really
that was just a thin package, a letter level package.
Right.
So it's not cheap. So
not even Canada. We're not even talking about overseas. Just to Canada. This was not a big box. It was a small box, lightweight, $17. I couldn't believe it.
I know you're landlocked to
Canada. I'm on the Eastern United States, and I'm talking about Eastern Canada, not Western Canada, Eastern Canada. And I'm in Eastern United States.
It's not. I know you're landlocked with it, with Canada, but it's a separate country.
It's a separate country.
So they have import duties and all that sort of stuff that are completely.
Yeah, I'm going to fill out that custom slip.
Well, you shouldn't have. If it the thing is, at the end of the day, if it's under a certain value, you shouldn't need to.
It was a gift to somebody. A zero.
Right, then you shouldn't need to put it in customs.
Really? I gotta check with my post.
Well,
If
you've
no,
only
no, no. And then across the seas, if I have to send something like to Europe or something, or um, even if it's been zero value for anything, and I still have to fill out the customs slip. I sent something to Germany. I forget. I just remember about a month ago I sent something to Germany because she won a giveaway, and it was just in a padded manila envelope. This is like 8 by 10 inches, 9 by 10 inches, 10 by 12 inches or something like that, padded envelope. And I still had to fill out a custom slip for it, even though it was like I declared that it was worth zero. I still, maybe your country, your country might be different.
I had to declare what it were, but I didn't have to fill a form in.
No, what I have to do is probably different than what you have to do. So there, that's it.
I mean, admin like that is a job for post office, not me. I haven't got time to be doing stuff like that.
I'll be right back in just a minute. I'll be just a minute.
More people were getting near to end of this. What I might do is just this here. Just want to make sure that that's got a bit of definition so you can see that it's different to that bit there. That's better. But still have some I'm not in my comfort zone today. I'm not in it.
Okay, I'm back.
Right.
Oh, you were talking? You were
a little bit, yeah.
You can't see can you see the chat? Oh God. We have 7 people watching, but they're not active in the chat. They're just watching because maybe they can't. I know some people they can't, they're cooking or something, so they can't chat. So I appreciate those people that are watching, and I know maybe you can't participate in the chat, so that's fine.
So there you go. That's as much as I can get done for. No, I was still going to have another little bit of a go at that. There's a little dark bit there.
Okay, that was his challenge: low contrast painting and mid-tone, low contrast painting. And as many of you know, you probably would prefer, because this is not what most artists do. And Ian says it works best it works better in photography, low contrast, which is like using all mid-tones, nothing very dark and very light. And he thinks it works best in photography. But
if people have got some of the creative people out there who've got their own way of dealing with things, they might know
what she thought, like what she was saying, what she thought she had a different approach to a low contrast painting or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, different people think different things about what is and is not that particular thing. Anyway, anything else to be done on it now is detailing, and I'll leave that for another time. And it's only going to be on that.
Only on the dog, right?
Only on the dog, yeah. I think everything else is
Well,
done as
or
far
is
as
that
I'm
a wolf?
concerned.
That's a wolf, right?
A,
Is that a
a, a
wolf?
dog, a dog is a wolf to me.
Really?
Or a wolf is a dog.
And you don't have
both-
any pets? Oh, no. You were joking saying that you have an Ewok as a pet.
I have a pet Ewok that I keep in a cage. You got to keep them in a cage because they're
No, you
dangerous.
don't. Come on. What kind of...
Okay, I'll let it out to have a ride on my pet unicorn occasionally.
What? You don't have any pets.
We do in Barnsley. We've got loads of unicorns in Barnsley. I can take you to a field full of them.
Really?
Unicorns, yeah.
Awesome. And guess what? The country, the animal for the country of Scotland is a unicorn.
It is, yeah.
That's unbelievable. It's a unicorn.
Well, we've had to take all the horns off because people think that they're weird. So we see loads of what we call Barnsley unicorns. That's unicorns. We are any horns.
Well, that's okay with me. Like a fantasy animal could still be an animal for a country or state. And here in the United States, we don't have fantasy animals as
You have the
state
eagle.
animals. I don't think.
You have the eagle. Well, it's because
That's for
a lot of countries.
right? Our country, yeah.
It is a bit weird that Scotland has a unicorn.
You think so too?
I can't. Certain Western, Eastern European countries have three-headed dragons.
Oh, okay. No, okay. A fantasy animal. I don't see any problem.
But I can't. Most other countries, as far as it goes with, just tend to go for really dominant animals like lions, and for example, America has the eagle.
Bald eagle.
Is it the bald eagle? I don't know. It's an eagle, isn't it?
What do you say? I'm pretty sure it's a bald eagle. I'm pretty sure.
But that might be down to the fact that in ancient Rome, they used to have ensigns that they used to carry into battle, like poles with eagles on them. And it were like the symbol. It was the symbol of their battalion, and they put it in. They put it in the field of battle, and they protect it. And it's called an ensign. An
ensign.
Yeah, and it were an eagle on a pole.
Huh.
Not a real eagle. A statue of an eagle. It were a metal pole, and it had a metal carving of an eagle, and they're called ensigns. And that's what they used to do. They used to have somebody carry it into a battlefield. It's almost like a flag. He'd stamp his flag down, or his ensign, and it were up to the battalion that belonged to that group of Roman soldiers to defend that ensign. And if you lost your ensign, when you got back to Rome, you had your head chopped off.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was somewhat precious to them. They would never, ever, ever lose their ensign. The battle for their lives for it.
For those people that just came in, Ian has almost pretty much finished. He's not going to finish it on camera. A low contrast. The challenge was a low contrast painting. So you might look at it and say, what? And like, well, it's a low contrast painting, no dark darks, no light lights, everything mid-tone. And Ian's opinion is that it works best in photography. Well, I didn't know that, but I'm the one that challenged him to do this. So
It's the most prominent use of it. It can work, like you said, if you're wanting something that's like a misty forest or
oh my
something like
goodness,
that.
guess what? Somebody just came in here saying his screen name is Howling Wolf. What do you think of that? It's a howling wolf right there.
Howling
How do you
wolf.
like that painting? Well, guess what? The painting is all low contrast. What do you think? Howling Wolf? Do you think that the wolf should have more darks and lights? Because this was the challenge I gave to Ian was a low contrast painting. What do you Howling Wolf?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any artwork that represents your channel name, Howling Wolf?
It might be named after the blues guitarist. Yeah,
There's a blues guitarist named Howling Wolf.
Yes, there was.
Okay.
A very famous blues guitarist.
Well, even so, like a visual, do you have a visual? If Howling Wolf is one of your favorite musicians, do you have a painting of a howling wolf? Thanks for coming in, Howling Wolf. So I don't know. I just wait to hear his answer, his or her answer.
He says, "Looks
good,
good."
like
Just
it is. He said,
like
he or
it
she
is.
says, look, the painting looks good, just like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you like it's watercolor? Okay, good.
So it's not completed yet, but I'll do some tiny little bits of detailing on it once I'm happy with it. Once it needs a while to dry. So
You don't like to dry things with a heat dryer?
I prefer to let it dry naturally if I possibly can.
Why is that?
Well, because you need it to absolutely be dry, and
Okay.
it's not. Or it might be surface dry when you touch it, but that don't mean to say it's dry.
Ah, really?
And you can affect the color of the paint by quick drying it. Whenever it's wet, it's moving around and it's doing things, right? So you
Anyway,
leave it.
Howling Wolf, if you're interested in this painting, it is for sale. Is that right?
Well, I don't know about this one. It's
You
not
don't know about
really. It's not the greatest painting I've ever done.
If somebody was interested, though, what do you think?
Somebody wanted it, then yeah. But I mean, only problem is it's
somebody whose screen name is Howling Wolf.
if only problem is it costs such a lot of money to package up and send it over to America.
Yeah, okay.
So
Howling Wolf, I don't know where you're from. He could be in the UK. He or she could be in the UK. So I'm just saying, Howling Wolf, if you're interested, it possibly could be available to you if you were interested. We have to find out more details from you, like where you live and all that.
I'll show you. Nope. With recent purchases of things, I'll take that away now. Oh no. There we go. Move that away a bit. Let that dry. Yay, recent purchases. What you've helped me buy with people contributing.
What's that?
These?
What are they?
The watercolors.
Watercolor paint?
Did I get that one as well? Yeah, I did. So these are some of the paints that I've been able to purchase with with Paul
Oh,
doing the picture for Paul. I've
right.
been able to go out and get some of these,
That's nice.
some nice replacement paints.
Oh, good.
Because slowly but surely, they're going down. Oh, look at that one. There's not left in that one.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to occasionally go out and buy replacements. And these,
That
by
one,
the way,
it's around the edges. You can't use it?
yeah, you do. You use the edges. But before I do that, I've got some tube paints that I will refill that particular
Oh, yeah,
one
you
with.
have two paints, right?
Yeah, and you just put some more of that because because right the strategy is with watercolors, right, is some of them you use an awful lot of that ultramarine blue, and I do use a lot of that.
Okay.
So what I have is I have a tube for that, and when it gets low like that, I refill it. I'm just waiting on some tubes coming actually for that, a new tube. And then I can start refilling it again. But with other ones that you don't use as often, you use these little pans that you can buy. Now, there's a bit of a story with that because I went into one of our local shops, and normally they're about £6 each, so that's like nearly $10.
Oh my
Right?
goodness, around
For one of
$10?
those, $10 for one of those.
That's Windsor.
And
That's Windsor Newton, right?
Winsor and Newton professional watercolors, yeah.
Right.
I went in and there was this little basket full of them, and they were selling them off at £1 each. Ooh, baby, that's like $1.
$2. You're not.
Yeah, not far off $2. Yeah, I wouldn't quite say $2. I'd probably say 175, something like that, or $150. So we got them for quite cheap, which I'm really happy with.
And that's all from the sale of paintings to people in the United States?
Well, the contribution you've made and what Paul paid for with his paintings that I've done for him. These are just a few bits. I've ordered some new paper as well, but that's on order. It'll be arriving soon.
Okay.
I don't think I'll get it this weekend. I've got to check this evening where your package is. I'm hoping it's in the USA now.
And you gave me the tracking number.
I have, yeah. So if you go and have a look,
right,
you'll be able to find out yourself. But I will go and check because last time I looked, I'm supposed to get emails telling me where it is, but I've not got it, so I'm not impressed about that. So I'm going to go and find out why I've not had any emails.
Well, that's because in my post office, they tell me the tracking is only good until it's good only in the United States. Once it leaves the United States, the tracking number is no good anymore.
No, that's not the case. If you were sending me something, that tracking number would transfer over to the UK's postal service.
Maybe UK, maybe other countries. It wasn't so.
That's same
with me. I can tell you for Scotland, no, the tracking number was no good after it left the United States. Tracking number is not going to be no good for Scotland.
Well, I don't know about that because it's exactly the same postal service.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all Royal Mail.
So
anyway, when I send to USA, I get a tracking number, and that is good for the entire journey right to your house.
my post office doesn't tell me. It's only good for up till United States borders, and after that, they can't guarantee. No tracking number doesn't guarantee anything.
Well, it all depends on where. I don't know. I mean, if you're sending it to UK, you should be. You
Yeah,
can't.
it was okay, but whatever.
You
So
can't track it through USPS. You can't track it through that. You have to track it through their partner, wherever it is. If it's to the UK, then it's the Royal Mail, for example.
I don't know. So
Just excuse me a second. I'll be back in a second.
okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Some people are still watching in here. Thank you so much. And after Ian has to leave, I was gonna just show a little bit more on my Etsy shop. Yeah, we're still here. Let's see if I can play some of my oh gosh, my copyright-free music. But he's supposed to be back in just a couple minutes, just a minute or two. How you doing? For those people that are just like watching, you can't type in the chat. That's fine. Thank you for those people that are just watching and listening.
All right.
Well, you were about to go anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, what are we on? We're on 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh, I did. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
What?
Oh yeah. We're just on 11 o'clock now, so that's 2 hours that I've been on.
For you, it was just 2 hours. Cause I did 30 minutes before you started. I did 30 minutes before you started. For you, it's been 2 hours.
Right.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks, Ian. And
Right. Well, next week we'll get back to some other project, and we'll just do a nice relaxing painting.
a nice relaxing painting.
It semi-stressed me out that today.
Oh, that stressed him out. This low
stressed me out.
You
took me outside of my comfort zone.
Oh my God! Hold on,
because I don't worry about it.
Took him outside his comfort zone.
Okay.
So oh God, I just lost you on here, and I got to get back to the stream. There we go. There we go. I got it. I pressed the wrong button. Okay.
All right then. So we'll see you all later.
People watching, so
yeah. Make sure everybody that you click the like.
Yeah, that's very important for videos. The thumbs up is very important for videos.
Thumbs up.
It lets YouTube know how much engagement there was.
All right. Okay then. Thank you, and see you again on another date.
Okay, yeah, another day. Thanks, Ian.
All right then.
Have a good weekend and chat with you
soon. Enjoy your art, everybody.
Chat soon. Yeah.
All right then.
Everybody stay around. I'm gonna try to do like a little bit with my Etsy again. I'm gonna probably stay on for 15 minutes longer for showing my Etsy again. Okay, bye, Ian.
Bye-bye.
So here is my Etsy shop, which a preview of my newest collection, which is Spirit Flow collection. Everything is painted with alcohol inks. Everything is original. The paintings and other art creations are all alcohol inks. And painted with alcohol inks. So here we have painting on paper with the ocean, a personalized painting on paper, or round canvas. And the round canvases are ready for hanging. They don't need framing at all. But I recommend that the paintings on paper, they are ready to be framed. They're varnished and they have UV protection so that they don't fade their colors. And this is interesting because this one is interesting because it's a personalized painting. Personalized. Let me try to enlarge this. Hold on. It's personalized painting. Okay, you see it's a personalized name painting. So you can tell me the colors. You can tell me the colors to use and the name. And I think it's a really good gift idea for like godchildren, nephews and nieces, grandchildren, other young children, teenagers and younger children. I think it's a really good idea for gift giving, the personalized name paintings. And these are all thumbnails, so they're not showing you the full view, and I cannot show the full view. The screen share will not allow me to show the full view. I can't go in and show. I wish I could. I wish I could show you the full view with the different views of the art piece. But here is my channel. Here's my Etsy shop. Yeah, hi, yeah, bye, Ian. And here is my Etsy shop link. Oh, select all, not allowing that. All right, let me try to scroll up because my Etsy shop link. Nightbot will give you my Etsy shop link, but and it's also my channel banner, my YouTube. Bottom right corner is my Etsy shop link. All right, let me try to find it so I can copy and paste again. Oh no, okay, not doing it. I'm gonna have to go to it. Let me say. Do you like my art? There it is. Nightbot just posted it. It says, do you like my art? Please visit my Etsy shop. There, Nightbot has shared the link. Right there. Nightbot has shared the link. Now, I have done mostly all these paintings online. On live streams. The Bird of Paradise flower live stream. This one. Floral abstract live stream. Everything. The dogwood flowers. That was on a live stream. Most everybody has seen me actually watch me paint these on a live stream. It's like fascinating, actually. It's really cool. And even the personalized name paintings, I did 2 giveaways for that. 2 people got to get personalized name paintings for somebody in their family. So, and the round ones are on canvas and they're ready to hang. No framing needed. No framing needed for these round canvas panels. And here we see this one that would be really good for a nursery, but I cannot click on this to enlarge it. It's the magical pathway. I cannot click on that to make it. So these are all hand painted also with the alcohol inks as the coasters. The ceramic bowls for putting in your rings if you take them off at night or during hand washing. And these necklaces, which have little snippets of a handmade painting. And my digital downloads. That's just a carryover from previously. Very, very inexpensive. $3.50 for these digital downloads that you can print them as many times as you want for your own collage work. your own mixed media artwork. Oh, hi, JC. Nice to see you back here again. I was just going to stay on probably just until a few more minutes. Oh, yeah. Just a few more minutes. Thank you for those 4 people that are watching, but they cannot participate in the chat. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jace. Yeah. Who else is here? Howling Wolf is here. How are you doing, JC? I can chat. I can just chat for a few minutes. You have special plans for this weekend, JC? No, you're doing good. Yeah, I don't have special plans. We're gonna I might have to do some cleaning. I have major cleaning I need to do in my house. It's awful. We have a 200-year-old house, and I've lived here for 8 years, and there's major cleaning I need to really do, and I think I'm gonna try to do the kitchen. The kitchen floor really needs it bad. It's non-polished granite, and I'm gonna look it up on a YouTube video of how to deal with non-polished granite floor. No, not granite. I'm sorry, slate. It's a non-polished slate floor in our kitchen, and I really need to clean. I'm gonna have to get down on my hands and knees and scrub it. But I'd like to kind of know like what cleaning solution might be best. You too? What, your kitchen floor? YouTube, JC, your kitchen floor? JC, are you saying your kitchen floor is not slate, is it? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me catch up. Oh, everything. Everything? Me too. I need major clean. But I'm not going to do everything this weekend. You can't. You should I heard there's a cleaning system that you do, and you just do one room a day. So one day, and that's a good idea. It's like that's a good strategy. So one day you do like one room and clean it very well, one room, and another day you clean another room, and another day, and I'm doing major decluttering of my clothes, my wardrobe. Because there was one closet that I couldn't even get into. It was so stuffed full. So I actually did a major declutter of that. I have so much decluttering and cleaning to do in my house. So tile, you got tile? Yeah, tile. I have I have bare slate. It's not even polished. It's not polished slate. It's like raw slate floor with it, like, the cement in between, not the cement, what do they call that? Grout in between slate. It's like raw, it's really like raw slate. But tile, I don't know what kind of tile you're talking about. There's all different kinds of tile. In my last house, I had linoleum, and then the linoleum, I got rid of the linoleum floor and put in granite. I had granite tile floor that matched the. I made it match the countertop. Yeah, 12 by 12 inch granite tiles. I ordered them over the internet. It was like crazy, and they drop shipped it on the curb. My curb. It was so heavy. Granite is so heavy because I ordered enough granite for my floor and my countertops. That was in my previous house, but not this house. Get a planner? What do you mean get a planner? Planner. I think you said planner. I'm not really sure what you mean by planner. Let's see, what time is it? It's 6:15. I think I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Thank you so much for being here, JC. Everybody else, all my moderators, and JC, you're one of my moderators, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure the next time. I might be coming back on tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, like at 11:30, starting at 11:30 till like 1 or maybe till 1 or 2. We'll see. I might do live art. I might like do partly like. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a no, I'm gonna have a slideshow of like while I do my art, create my art. A slideshow will be going on of all my most recent Etsy art. So it's so great to see you, JC. Let's say, how you doing? Get a planner. Planner. I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks so much for everybody being here. There's 5 people watching and listening, I bet. And I'll see. And I gotta go. And thank you so much. Love and hugs to everybody. And wait a minute, I gotta get out of this. Screen sharing. Love and hugs to everybody. Oh, somebody just wrote something. What'd you write? Thank you. And then Nightbot said something. Okay. Love and hugs to everybody. Love you, JC. Thank you so much. It would be nice for you if you could come up on my panel next week. JC, so nice if you could come up on my panel next week and we can chat. And oh, well, you already showed me all your artwork, but love and hugs anyway. And bye. Have a great evening.